Hey everybody, and welcome back. Now, in part 5, we are going to be going and doing probably one of my most hated areas in this game. And that will eventually be the Iron Keep. But first we have to make our way to there, which we will have to use this lady for. So simply talk to her. Come on, and move path. So you'll need at least 2,000 souls if you want to do this. Now, one thing I should say and repeat is do not kill any NPCs and just keep all the boss souls that you get. Because you never know, you might accidentally use one to make a cool weapon and actually needed it to make a sorcery, miracle, pyromancy, or hex. You never know, so it's just best to be on the safe side. But anyways, just follow the path, try and hug the wall, that way you don't fall off and die like I did in the last part. Now there is a guy up here on my right who you can actually get hexes from, but we're just gonna skip that and come back to him. So we'll just light this bonfire to make it easier. And from here, make our way ever so slowly. Now you want to kind of stay to the right in this area, that way you don't get poisoned by the butterflies. Following this path along, if you come around right here and turn around, a dude will try and surprise you. Pretty simple stuff. Now one thing I like to do in this room is to kind of just run to the door and eventually get attacked. Now for some reason I wasn't able to attack this dude, so I'm just gonna chill in here. Gonna make my way, drop down, and I'm gonna light this bonfire. Come on. Okay. Now, just for the sake of things, I'm actually gonna quickly rest. I'm gonna clear out this entire area because there's actually a few things that we're going to need to grab in this area. So yeah. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, and welcome back. Ugh, that was very frustrating. But alright, now from the bonfire, if you just kind of follow the path I take. Ugh. Now, this area actually doesn't really have all that many things that you need to do and get for the Platinum Trophy. So, thank God for that. But I'm still just going to show you some of them. Now in here as well is you can summon the Bashful Ray as a shade instead of just a full-on summon, which actually makes getting through some of this area a whole lot better. Now if you come up here, drop down here, and then in here, watch out for that cyan, I don't know how you say the name. But anyways, open up the chest, get another Sublime Bone Dust, and here we're going to get a sorcery, Soul Spear. Now then just make our way out. From there, just up here. Now up here what you want to do is you have to go in here and pull this lever. Be careful, there will be enemies that will try and ambush you in here. But just don't worry about that. And that'll lower this bridge. So what we want to do is cross it. And kind of just follow this path I take. Like I said, there's not really a lot that you need to get. But it's still very annoying trying to just go through this area. So now if you come up here, you will get invaded up here, but the enemy isn't too bad. And here we can get the Undead Lockaway key, which they moved from the last gen version up there. It used to be down below. But anyways, with that key, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and get ourselves a gesture. And also kind of a safety bonfire. So simply come, talk to this dude. He'll go on and on and on. Well, not on and on, but he'll still talk for quite a bit. But then eventually he'll thank you, and then you can get the fist pump gesture. Then we don't really have to care about him at all. Now, for the sake of things, I'm going to go back and get us a covenant item that we actually need to get. And I'm also going to fight one of the 2 bosses in this area. Yay! Now the area I'm going to is very annoying, and I actually would suggest that you use Bashful Ray and come over here, because the enemies over here are just kind of annoying, these guys. And there's also a red phantom who's not an invader, but he's just kind of there on the other side of this bridge. So what you want to do is you want to kind of come about right here and then walk off. Don't run off. Pick up this item, which is the token of fidelity, which we will then use to join that covenant, which I'll actually probably go and end up doing now, just for the sake of it. Okay, so what we want to do is to simply come to the Blue Cathedral bonfire. And here we will also get another trophy, and we'll also be able to get another gesture. So, yay. Yes, I would like to join.
You are proud. Wear this, then this, I'll proud.
Come on, give me that gesture. Sweet.
Do your work.
Okay, now I'm going to actually go back to that bridge. Sadly gonna have to kill everyone again, but nevertheless, and we'll go fight that boss. And we'll come back. Now, as you can see, I've made it back to the bridge, and we're just simply gonna go across. Now watch out, there are holes, so you can fall through. That happened to me a few times when I was first playing this game. But now, like I said, there will be a red phantom up here, so just try and take it easy. He is using a great sword and a great shield, so it's kind of troublesome. But now let's get this boss underway. He's somewhat of an annoying boss if you don't know how to fight him. There are these skeletons that will get resummoned every so often, which we're going to try and deal with while we can by killing this enemy and then killing the skeletons themselves. Just for the sake of things, I'm just going to come in here and heal. And we're going to move on. I mean, like I said, it's not really a hard boss. If you have enough adaptability, you can easily just roll through the sides right there like I'm doing and have been doing. One thing I will say though is that summoner and these skeletons are all very annoying. So it's best to try and just draw this boss away, or have him attack and draw the skeletons away. That way you can come down here, kill this summoner a lot better than I am, and just try not to get hit by the horse. That's really all that you're trying to go for, because trying to fight the horse and the skeletons at the same time, it's very troublesome. But as you can see, you also deal a lot of damage to the horse. Always remember, use life gems because he has a lot of attacks that he can do and use that are just very annoying. For some reason he's doing the cloud attack, giving me the perfect opportunity to finish him off. All in all, he's not really a hard fight, but yeah. And you do have to come over here if you want to join our next covenant, which is what the item we got from part 4 when going down to the gutter. You need that to be able to join this guy's covenant. You just want to say yes all the time to every single time he asks you, and then he'll let you join. For some reason though, if you make it to this part and then don't join the covenant for some reason, you'll still get the trophy. But regardless, it's best to do it anyways, because he actually sells some pyromancies, one of which you can only get from him. So I repeat, do not kill him. I'm actually going to buy those now, and it's Fire Whip. It's the one. The other ones you can get, but you know, it's best just to try and get them now. But yeah, we don't need anything else from him or over in this area, so I'm going to fast travel actually back to the Undead Lockaway, where we got that gesture from Creighton, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, hey everybody, welcome back. As you can see, Creighton has left. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through this area, in all honesty, if I can, make it past the enemies, of course. Now, as you'll see, I am going to get hit a lot. I don't really care, because I've got enough life gems that I could probably outlive all of it. So anyways, this area that I'm running through, it's pretty short, honestly, from that bonfire. And now we're at the second boss of this area. This one is actually a super easy boss. It's just 3 skeleton lords. Once you kill one of them, I recommend doing the middle one first. Come on. Yep, I expected that. And once you kill one of them, they will spawn a wave of enemies, which they actually changed in the Scholar of the First Sin. Because normally the middle one would summon not just 2 of these wheel skeletons, but actually a few of them. So we're just going to get rid of them while we can. Now these 2 actually summon somewhat similar waves of enemies. It's just giant mobs. So if you want to just take both of them out at the same time, you can. But like I said, mobs of enemies. So this one I definitely recommend just trying to get them all kind of grouped up. That way you can just lay into them, but also be able to keep your distance, because they can surround you and they will definitely kill you fast if you're unprepared and do not have stamina to roll out. But as you can see with this weapon, we're pretty much destroying most of them. But they're still hurting me. Still not a problem. I've got plenty of life gems to be able to tank most of this damage. Not everyone can be like Ray Dimitri and fight every boss in the Soul series without taking damage on New Game Plus 7. But as you can see, we're pretty much done with this fight. You know? Pretty easy, pretty simple. Ooh, sweet. Another human effigy. Now, I'm just gonna keep going on to the next bonfire. Because just like my first part 1, part 3, and part 4, part 5 is going to be 2 areas. The first area we just did, and next is the second area, the Earthern Peak. There actually are a few things we are going to pick up there, and there is going to be another covenant and another gesture that we're also going to get. Yay! Now the reason why I'm doing this section of the game in instead of 3 and 2, well, instead of doing it in 3 parts and in 2, it's because the last area, the Iron Keep, is very annoying and very big, and there's a lot of things I need to cover and do. So yeah. Anyways, let's just rest here for a bit. Okay, now then. From here, what you want to do, I hate that poison, is come and talk to Chloanne. She actually sells you some hexes that you need to get, one of which you can only get from her, and it's dead again. Oh, she only sells these 2. I'm sorry, my mistake, my bad. Anyways, then you just want to talk to her, just, you know, keep talking. And she'll eventually just say we'll meet again, and then she'll eventually move back to Majula. So that's another person who we've sent back. And I believe there's actually only one more character who we need to send back to Majula in order to get the trophy, which is also in this area. So anyways, now what you want to do is simply just make your way through here. There's nothing in that last area you need to pick up that's significant. You also want to be wary of these desert pyromancers. They can destroy you. Or desert sorceress, my bad. Sorry. Didn't mean to identify or misidentify gender. That almost hit me. Wow. Now in here what you want to do is simply just pick up this bonfire. Now from here there's only a few things we need to do. If you want to get these crystal lizards you can. I'm not going to. But anyways, out from here, if you come over here, now sadly we do have to drop down into the poison pit and get chameleon. I'm also just going to come pick up these other items. Get a free washing pole, have a nice backup weapon. That was really close. Really, really close. But anyways, we're still safe. So now what we want to do is come over this way. And we'll probably be joining the most excellent covenant. Probably my favorite covenant in every Souls game. And it's the Sun Bros. Now first we're just going to learn that Praise the Sun gesture. And then we're going to enter the covenant. Pretty simple stuff, honestly. Also going to heal up again. Now there's only one other thing to do in this first area. We're not fully done with Earthern Peak yet. There's still another area after this one. So in total there's going to be a total of 4 bosses shown in this whole area. Now from here, if we just head back this way and take a left, swinging around, following this area, watch out for these puppets. They can cause bleed real fast. And also watch out for these big guys and these pots, because they can poison you. And if you're worried about getting poisoned, just use a poison moss. It's really the best thing you can do. Because, see, even these guys can get poisoned, and I think that's pretty funny. Oh, look, he died. Didn't have to kill him. Now, the reason why I'm having us come down here is because of Lucatiel of Mira. Now, for some reason, they decided to change her location on Scholar of the First Sin. I don't know why. But we are going to have to deal with some poison. That way I can just get it out of the way. So yeah, if you come talk to her, like always, just spam, spam, spam. She'll eventually start repeating herself. I need to heal. Alright, now we can leave. So now we can just head back the way we came and go fight probably one of the easiest bosses in the game besides the first Dragon Rider. This enemy you can just run past. There's really nothing significant in this area anymore that we need to get. If you want to thoroughly explore all the areas, feel free to. You know, I'm just showing you the fastest way to try and like do everything. If you really don't want to do that and play at your own pace, by all means go ahead. You know, there's no rush. You know, it's not like it's going anywhere. But anyways, as you can see here, we're on this boss, Jabba the Hutt, as everyone likes to call him. He is a pretty simple boss. That really hurt. He's got some pretty easy moves to learn and remember. Now, I probably should mention this for anyone who is trying to co-op with a friend and wants to have an easy way of farming sunlight metals. You can easily use the PlayStation Cloud to back up your save. That way you and your friend can basically just infinitely fight this boss one at a time and just keep farming them sunlight metals to make it easier for you. That's if you have a friend who is playing this with you. Because the way Dark Souls 2 system works is, as you see in the top right of my screen, my soul memory is 441,000. So what that means is instead of your level determining who you can summon, it's based on your soul memory. So you and your friend have to be within a certain range of each other's soul memory in order to be able to summon each other. But if you actually go and buy a ring from Strayed, who I actually, now that I mention it, I should probably show you the exact ring I'm talking about while we're at it. So I'm just going to do that now. If you... Oh, that's right. Crap. If you go to Servant's Quarters, Bonfire, I'll show you. Okay, now from here, if we just follow this way, now make sure you do have a fragrant branch of yore. As you can see, I have 2 to spare. So simply just following the route as best you can. Kidding, there's only one way. But anyways, the reason why I'm doing this is because if you're wanting to co-op and stay at the same soul memory level with your friend, there's a ring that Strayed sells, which stops you from getting any kind of souls. The ring will take in the souls, but if the ring ever breaks, you'll get all the souls that you ever got. Which I think is a cool way, or a cool item that they added, that allows you to just co-op with your friends, you know. And as you can see, almost there. I really hate these enemies, they're so annoying. And one thing I do like that they changed from the from last gen and next gen is these enemies actually used to be hostile towards you, no matter what. So if you spawned at the bonfire and tried to come talk to Strayed, they would attack. So I like that they fixed that. So we're gonna free this man. And he also sells the Forlorn set. For every Forlorn who invades you that you defeat, he will get a new set piece. And once you have all 4 pieces, he will then start to sell the weapons depending on which one you've killed. Now, we're also going to learn a gesture from him as well. I almost forgot about that. But this is what I was talking about earlier when I said not to trade your boss souls for weapons and instead do it for, you know, pyromancies and sorceries and stuff like that. He also sells, like I said, forlorn set. And this is that ring I was talking about. It's not really that expensive, just 5,000 souls. But if you come over here, you can see all of these wonderful items that he does sell. He always insults you. I think he's insulting you. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, we're going to go back to Earthern Peak and continue from there. Now, this is an area that I know actually has a lot of enemies that we're going to have to worry about and deal with, so I will be back. And welcome back. That was very frustrating. Now anyways, from the bonfire, you'll just follow the path I take. Like I said, watch out for those mannequins, as they are very annoying, and they're scattered very well throughout this area to try and ambush you. Now if you want to summon Devotee Scarlet, go ahead. Anyways, if you come up this way, and over here, this item, what I want you to do is use a flame butterfly. If you haven't played Dark Souls 2 before, do that and then set this on fire. Trust me, it's gonna come in handy. Here we've got a bonfire. There's actually two in this area, aside from that starting one. And from up there, what you want to do is come here, pick up this item, and some fire bombs. You'll also be able to summon Bashful Ray here. But if you come out here along this ledge, this is that character I was talking to you about that you can get back to Majula. All you simply want to do is just come on, give him 2,000 souls, he'll give you a ladder. Now what's down this ladder is, I know some Twinkling Titanite, and I think something else. Okay, yeah, a Pharaoh's Lockstone. But yeah, he'll move back to Majula, and there's another trophy tied to him, so yeah. But we'll come to that once we go back and finish this whole area. If you want to go grab that item at the back, you can, over here to my left. It's one of the instants which you can use to reduce the stat requirement for a sorcery or miracle. I still think that that's pretty cool. Anyways, keep following the path that I take. If you take a right here, there's a very tricky jump that you can do right here. Be careful not to go to that ledge to the, you know, where that soul is. But here's the tricky jump. If you come right here, boom, you're good, and then drop down again. And over here, I believe is another sorcery. Yep, great heavy soul arrow. Now we can just open that door. Don't roll into the poison. Don't be like me, don't be an idiot. Anyways, continuing on, if we follow this around, be careful about the desert sorceress. And this chest right here, it will contain a trap. Ooh, I got a skirt. I'm gonna look fancy. They, like I said, they can kill you. If you make that jump, dang it. Once again, I've been foiled. Luckily, it wasn't so bad. Now, this area right here that I'm standing in would actually be filled with a little bit of poison. But, because we burned the windmill, there isn't going to be any. And this ladder leads back down to an area that we were at earlier, so don't worry about it. Now coming up here, we want to lure this shadow to come fight us. He can actually get poisoned, but As you can see, he's about to die really easily. Now also be careful, there is another desert sorceress right here. Luckily, we pretty much destroyed her. Now, I recommend getting this summon right here, Jester Thomas. He is a beast. Kill this Grave Warden, just for the sake of it. Somehow that hit me. Okay. I'll allow it, I guess. You're dead. Doesn't matter. Now up here, if we go to the right, kind of try and be careful in this room with all these enemies and stuff. I'm gonna try and get out of the way so Jester Thomas can do his thing. Go on, go on. You know what to do. I'm kind of hoping he'll break some of these cases, or at least the enemies will. Not cases, vases, my bad. Do not use that Pharaoh's Lockstone, it's poison. Now, do not open this chest, I repeat, do not. Simply attack it 2 times, and then roll away. And then, he's dead. Get a work hook and some dark gauntlets, and we can move on. Now, up here. Now, you would think that there's nothing up here, but a friend of mine showed me that there's actually 2 little secrets up here. One over here. It's a little chest. Some petrified something. And this other one is actually something that threw me off by storm, and that's another bonfire. Which you wouldn't think that they'd put a bonfire that close to the boss door, but oh well, they did. Makes our lives 1,000 times easier. Now if Jester Thomas will come down here, we can go and fight this boss. Honestly, it doesn't matter if Scarlet joins us or not. As you'll see, Jester Thomas will just destroy this boss. It's ridiculous. But another reason why we destroy the windmill is because if you don't, this area, this entire arena will be filled with poison, kind of like how it is around the outside. Which is not fun. Not fun at all. But as you can see, the both of us attacking her, it's pretty crazy. Ow, that hurt. I normally like to try and have her as close to Thomas as I can, just for the sake of making sure that his pyromancy hits, and also just so you know that whenever she's in poison, she heals. So be careful about that. But she's dead either way. We can carry on and enjoy life. Now from here, we're going to go up to the Iron Keep, and that's where I'm actually going to start, or stop, part 5. Just like I said, just for the sake of making sure that this video isn't super long like part 1 was. I actually wasn't expecting it to be almost an hour long, and I do apologize for that. But I felt like it, you know, regardless of how long it was, it still is a great way to start. And yeah, you know, I try not to have anything like that that's long, especially if it's going to be a guide, because I know people don't really like long guides that are super boring, which I know I probably am, and I do apologize for that, but, you know, I finally just wanted to make something that I know would be helpful. Anyways, this is the Iron Keep. This is where I'm going to stop. But yeah, I'll see you guys in part 6, and part 6, you're gonna hate me. I already know it. As many times as I've had to do this, you're gonna hate me, and I understand. But this is, like I said, it's the best way, in my opinion. But yeah, anyways, I hope these videos actually do help you guys. For those of you who actually do watch it and do watch all of it, I actually do appreciate it. You know, if you have any feedback or comments or suggestions, I always would like to hear it, even though it's never going to happen as of right now. But yeah, as always, I'll see you next time.